Hey everyone, welcome. Before we head out to Spectacle Island and I show you the build there, I wanted to show you where I got some of the stuff that you'll see out at Spectacle Island. So, you know that I don't use anything you can't get through the game. I don't use any mods. But what I did do this time was I bought this downloadable content for the Noir Penthouse, mostly because I was interested in what it looked like, and it promised a significant amount of Art Deco furniture and flooring. So I thought, cool, let's check it out. So before I show you Spectacle Island, I wanted to show you the penthouse because you'll see a lot of similar themes, but in a different kind of slant. So here we are. This is the Noir Penthouse. If you haven't purchased downloadable content and located the Noir Penthouse, which is, of course, its own mission, this is what it looks like on the inside. Very suave, secret agent kind of layout. It's even got a little workroom in here. So you have, power armor station, workbenches. Got some paint. Got a nice kitchen. Really cool functional light switches. So if you click the light switch, bingo, lights go out. Pretty nice. So let's head out of the Noir Penthouse, and then we'll head over to Spectacle Island. So, by the way, there's a guest room in the Noir Penthouse too. So it's pretty cool. Kind of. Oh, look at that washer and dryer, by the way, pristine, super nice washer dryer. So, oh, and speaking of pristine, the bathroom you always wanted to have in the wasteland. There you go. So if you get the Noir Penthouse, you'll find out it's actually in Hub 360. So, watch out for the super mutants. But let's go to Spectacle Island. Here we are. As usual, I don't like the workbench on Spectacle Island. So if you see my other builds, by the way, please don't feed the bears. You'll know that I put a big giant concrete tower around this. It was very postmodern, Frank Lloyd Wright-ish kind of cantilevered concrete build. I was going for something different this time. So in here is that fuselage with the workbench. And you can see that I just really built concrete around it. Some warehouse materials up above that. You'll see it's open to the sky there for that big giant tower or radio antenna. I try not to build around it this time because I know that from past experience it's just a pain. So we'll leave this. You'll notice if you've watched my other videos that I did not clear the island. Left all the trees, left all the dead bodies, left most of the original structures in place. But I decided that, using the theme of the island, what if this had been a fishing area that was in the process of being regentrified? So where all the boats are sunk, I put in some boardwalks and docks. And the reason I wanted to show you the Noir Penthouse before I went over here is because the flooring used for the docks to give it that weathered, kind of whitewashed, been out in the sun and air for a very long time look comes from those builds. So, without that downloadable content, I wouldn't have this very whitish looking wood built on top of concrete structures. So, if we go out here, you can see where they started the regentrification. It's kind of a little fishing pier. It runs out to this little spit of land that supports the end. Clearly, the supports I used on these docks aren't necessary, but they work for the aesthetics. So this is what I decided to do. Is I say, what if this had really been a boating, shipping, warehouse area before the bombs fell, and we took it over and did some other stuff with it. So let's move along the boardwalk, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So to the left on the boardwalk, and by the way, you can see one of the original structures there in the background. It's a little foggy today. But on the left of the boardwalk, is what you could have considered a fish processing plant or some other like warehouse structure. Use your imagination. You can also still see the Spectacle Island house in the background. So we come up here in what this is now. Oh, by the way, threw a dock in there too to go out to that sunken ship. What this is now, of course, is kind of my guns and weapons shop. Let's come over and we'll open the door. There we go. Walk inside. You can see it's meant to look very warehousey, right? Except, of course, you got to have the nuclear grill outfit, right? So this is where I keep all the weapons that I'm never really going to use but are not common. The names. I also have the X-02 armor or the bat suit. Here's what would have been the processing plant dock that goes out to the tipped and sunken fishing vessel. You kind of see the original Spectacle Island structures over there. Let's go back inside for a minute. Take a tour of the warehouse. Let me close the door. Head upstairs here. And it always fascinates me how many specialized weapons you get. And there's really just no way to carry, use, or maybe even desire to carry or use them all. So, but I don't want to break them down for parts because, they're all named and special. They have something going on, so I tend to store them. I guess you could call it a trophy room. A couple of different X-01 suits. And of course, a random frame I got sitting around. Next power armor project. We'll head back downstairs. Get a closer look at the bat suit, or the X-02 armor. Very nice. It's got the bat ears. I like it. All right, let's head out and I'll show you. We're going to pretend like the other warehouse had already been regentrified into a warehouse loft. So the aesthetic we're going for here is warehouse loft. It uses a lot of the Art Deco furnishings available through that downloadable content of the Noir Penthouse, which is why I wanted to show you at the beginning of the video, because that kind of tells you where you can get this stuff. Again, if you see my other videos for this particular playthrough, I'm not trying to hide the wires as much this time. So you'll see them a lot more than you will in some of my other builds. But here you can see that this warehouse has already been, its stock's been taken over. It's been turned into kind of a penthouse almost, if you will. Like the San Francisco loft is what I've been calling it. So go up the stairs here. You see some of the deco lamps. You can really see the deco flooring here, right? This is much nicer flooring. And then, of course, the furnishings, because they come from that deco set, all look really new. Like you found a warehouse of unused furnishings. Everything looks really nice. No, I haven't collected all the bobbleheads in this playthrough before you leave any comments. I know that. But I did collect all the models. Collecting a lot of the magazines. Of course, I got my pool table along with all of the balls and the pool cues. A couple of different places you can get those if you're looking for them. The old warehouse office, still an office. Much nicer furniture, of course. Some of the weapons I still use from time to time in that room. Let's head out over here and I'll show you, this dock has been redone, of course. Oh, forgot my door opens inwards. This dock has been redone to be kind of a sitting area for the loft. So you can see out into the city. It's a great observation. You can see the waiting pool. Because, of course, what penthouse doesn't have a pool, right? Let's go over here. We'll go back inside. I'll show you my main bedroom. I really do like the starlights that are available from this, mostly because I actually have a number in my own house in real life. So my mid-century modern house I live in. So I really liked that. That's why I kind of went with this aesthetic. Got my book, armored tuxedos, of course, armored suit. Got a nice large bed. Don't have to glitch that one together. It actually comes that size, which is the other reason I wanted to use that Noir furniture set. Some recipes. There's the Silver Shroud costume. That's why you never see the Silver Shroud and me in the same room at the same time. Come upstairs. So this is where I sent all the companions I actually travel with. So they all have beds up here. The Noir set, interestingly, doesn't, or the Deco set, whatever you want to call it, interestingly doesn't come with any twin beds. So everyone gets a queen-size bed. It's a little more comfortable than some of my other places, right? There's Nick. You will see, by the way, in this, as we go around the corner here, some other downloadable content as far as costumes go. Really enjoyed the t-shirts you could get now for you and companions. So you'll see Piper's wearing a t-shirt. Got the doghouse. This is where the dog is staying, of course, because this is where I send all my companions that I actually hang out with. There's Piper in her t-shirt. Let's go over and check out the dog. He's got his own little old deck here. You can just kind of see it's like the old warehouse, before they regentrified it. Got my wading pool. Got a little junked up following the bombs. There's some dirt and crap in my pool, but You don't have an excavator to dig it out, so. And of course, what pool doesn't have a bar, right? So we come over here. We got Kate running the bar because she's always talking about the bar. Wearing a t-shirt again, of course, because I really do like that. Get rid of their old outfits. So let's go up here and we'll go check out. We'll go down the boardwalk. I'll take you over to what's left of the original Spectacle Island house. Like most of my settlements, I really look for a way to put in water purification. If you play the game a number of times, you'll realize it's the easy way to generate significant caps. So let's head over there. You can see the, I don't know if it was a greenhouse or a garage or both, a work shed in the backyard, and what's left of the, the old Spectacle Island house that's dilapidated and broken down. I didn't really change any of that. Unlike my previous playthrough, I didn't build around it either. I just left it alone. So let's head over here. A bunch of laser turrets around here. This is the one place, for some reason, that I've had death claws randomly spawn is Spectacle Island. So laser and missile turrets seem to do really well for the randomly spawning death claw. And I don't really have to deal with it, even if I'm here. So let's head up here. As you can imagine, as you saw with all the lights and everything else, and as you'll see with the water purifiers, the island requires a lot more power than it used to. There's the power lines running out of the greenhouse shed, whatever you want to call it. Walk up the stairs here. We got one generator here. There you go. And what is the potting shed? We got a couple more generators in here. Open the door. So you can see them, they connect to the floor and then out the floor. Close that door, walk around. And then you'll see over here at the old boathouse, this is where I sunk the water purifiers this time around. So instead of building a big giant purification plant on the other side of the island like I had done in my previous playthrough, very concrete postmodern one, this time in sticking with my more let's rebuild the wasteland aesthetic, I just sunk a bunch of water purifiers, linked them together with cables, and that's how we have it. Hope you like it.